Hey guys, so the topic I will be reviewing today is going to be about patents in the technology world. Now, I believe that this is one of the most underrated and overseen topic when it comes to technology. Reason being is I strongly think that um, most people out there actually don't think that patents could actually apply to software. Instead, they're more used to patents when it comes to name brands, clothing, items that you could normally go and buy in the store or cars, for example, as well. However, throughout this video, I hope to and I aim to actually give you an explanation of pretty much why pens in throughout the technology field is also just as important as it would be outside. Now, why would patents be important, or should a company or a person patent a software by any means? Um, And the reason why is because patents would actually allow and reserve the right to a person or slash company of either a software, hardware, or pretty much anything in particular that is that the person can actually claim, which he has indeed invented the product or come up with the idea of the actual, behind the actual product itself. At the same time, it's going to prevent any other company from actually utilizing the same product for their own goods, such as advertising, maybe publicity, maybe even to make sales out of the actual product. So it would be definitely ideal to um, now Apple can be used as a way to explain patterns in the technology world, mainly on the software side. Now, Apple is more commonly used or more commonly known as behind their iOS system that again powers most of their devices, such as mainly smartphones and tablets as well. Um, now, is what pretty much gave them the name and actually is makes them stand out outside pretty much most of the other devices, such as Android devices, Linux, and all the other operative systems that are going to be out there in the market. Now, by being able to pen this technology and this software, what Apple has actually acquired is the ability to use, sell, and also advertise most of their products behind their brand name, as well as achieve this uniqueness that gives them their own name. Um, so when is it ethical, or why should we even patent a software or hardware in the first place? Now, I believe it's ethical whenever there's no bad intentions in the actual patent itself. So, such as, for example, not taking advantage of widely used software out there, such as payment systems or login systems as well, which is, again, 9 times out of 10 used in most websites um, to be able to provide the customers or provide the everyday user the full access to the website itself. Now, just like anything in the outside world, you have the right to claim. Now, if you present the papers and you present everything that qualifies you behind the actual product itself, allowing you and proving that you're actually indeed the one that created the product or software, either to help you with your business model or to actually sell the product itself, you should have the right to claim the patent itself and the product, allowing you to only benefit from this product instead of any other company out there. So when does it become unethical to actually patent a software or a hardware? Now, one of the main reasons is going to be patent trolls. Now, patent trolls simply is just either a person or a company that goes after a widely used software um, through either loopholes or just simply because it doesn't exist, with the intentions of, at the end, suing the other companies that implied this software um, by either abusing them and bullying them, making them go to court, and in some other cases, actually taking some money out of their own pocket just for the fun of it, and simply because they want to be in front of the competition. Now, another reason why it would be unethical is if the purpose behind the pen is to reduce the opportunity of growth in the market by allowing your product to pretty much have a monopoly on top of any other product, and not allowing any other similar product to actually come into the market to compete with yours. Um, and previously, just like the real world, pen has been used previously as a tool of blackmail for other bigger companies. So now, an example of unethical pens could potentially be a person or a company penning a payment system for either their website or their company itself. Now, what this is going to create is pretty much for a monopoly because it's going to um, prevent any other website or company from implementing a payment system on their website and denying any future user to actually do any transactions to their website. Therefore, only the original company with a patent of this system is going to be the only company holding pretty much full control when it comes to any transactions online. Now, another unrealistic or potential pen when it comes to, in this case, hardware is going to be, for example, a person or a company patenting something such as a volume control on a smartphone or a tablet. Now, this could, again, potentially lead to catastrophic monopoly advantages, and also it'll shrink the room for growth when it comes to now, uh, again, other devices or anything that would essentially come up in the future, because now this company holds pretty much a full control of something that is going to be key and really useful um, for, again, most other companies to actually. Now, how can we address the proper patents when it comes to technology itself, whether it's going to be hardware or it's going to be software itself? Now, one of the ways is going to be to not potentially patent really important and key things that are going to be widely used on the internet, such as, for example, payment systems, data storage, and login systems as well. Now, if you do decide to implement a one of these type of systems or a version of this type of system, then we should still have a way to like you should be able to only pen either the UI or perhaps the layout of the actual system itself, but not when it comes to the code or whatever powers up the software itself. Again, by allowing to change the UI or maybe even adding some little things to fiddle around and make it a little easier and more personal to your own website, it'll still leave the room for other companies to be able to use the same payment system or login system in their own website, again, at the cost of using their own UI or layout. Now, another thing is that credit should still be given whenever credit is due. So softwares and companies should be able to still be able to present all of their rights and all of the information that the hardware or the software is, again, is flexible and it will not definitely deny any growth for any new ideas, or it will not shrink the market at any cost. Now, they should do this by utilizing a couple of. So now some final thoughts, and as well as weighing a little bit of the pros and cons when it comes to patents in the technology field. So some of the pros we could say this, that patents will still continue to be necessary in the world of internet marketing as well as just the everyday world, because it's what's going to give you the right to your idea, and it's going to allow you to again, for creators and inventors to be able to benefit from their actual work. Now, some of the cons are going to be, for example, the patents can still be used as a weapon of intimidation against the smaller companies by either suing them or actually taking advantage of the patents itself, as well as it could lead to a potential monopoly on when it comes to software, as we previously had mentioned with payment systems, for example. Now, you also got the third option, which would be pen trolls. Now, pen trolls is, I hardly doubt that would change, because anyone that is on the market, and anyone with a real bad intentions on the market, and just simply because they want to take advantage of the opportunity and bring some other companies down, they would actually take advantage of um, being able to pen openly used ideas, um, and proceed to actually sue other companies.